Hello, what's up guys? In today's video, I know it's been a long time, we're gonna go over Raz0rBlack, TryHackMe machine that has to do with Active Directory. This is relevant because we are actively working on or studying rather say for the OSCP, and the latest update requires Active Directory, so we're just getting used to some tools, building our methodology, and just getting overall comfortable with Active Directory, enumeration, escalating to domain controller, all that good stuff. So we just started the machine. Let's add an extra hour, that way we have enough time for ourselves. Let's reload the page and see if that works. Audio should be good this time, right? Okay, there we go. So let's grab the IP and let's add it into our Etsy host. Let's do that. And since I already worked on this machine, it's gonna already be there. Let's just change it. All right, now that that's done, here's the nmap scan, cat tcp map. I'm not gonna go over the whole nmap or like the flags I use. You guys should be pretty comfortable with nmap. If you're not, there's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube, but I just wanted to save you guys some time. So since we have the nmap scan here, we see some ports that we're familiar with: DNS, Kerberos, RPC. We have SMB, LDAP. We have Mount TD. We have this Microsoft web server running on 3389. Bunch of interesting stuff. Let's also do this, and let's open Sublime so that we're able to take some notes while we're actively working on this. This is the name of the domain. So nmap was able to fetch that for us. Here's the domain. DC. Okay, we can confirm this by checking on LDAP. Give me 1 second. If you guys see me looking on the right side of my screen, it's that I am checking and going over my notes just to make sure that everything I say is okay. So let's do tag H for the remote host, copy the IP. We should probably copy the IP on Sublime, that way we don't have to keep going back and forth. Sublime, then it's tag X, tag B, tag S, and then base, naming context. And we're able to confirm that it is indeed Raz0rBlack at TryHackMe. Now that we got out the way, we can enumerate some basic ports. We always want to, the easiest port we can do here is SMB. So we can do enum for Linux. Enum for Linux is a wrapper for like Samba and like a bunch of Samba tools. So it's like it has the functionality of a bunch of other tools like SMB client. Yeah. So let's provide the IP. And I don't really like using enum from Linux. We usually get a bunch of errors. I've seen a bunch of people got it to work. We're probably not using the latest version. Are we using? Yeah, this should work. Let's just ping the network and make sure it's up. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So while that's running, another thing we can do is we can use regular schmegular SMB client, tag N, no authentication, provide. Oh, this is gonna mess up. There. And we have anonymous login is successful, but we're not able to list any shares, so that's unfortunate. We can try logging into RPC. Yeah, guys, if you guys can't list shares or an authentication on like some of these ports, these common ports, let's say FTP SMB, then you know not to stick there for too long. You can probably go over the version of them and see if there's anything with that, but besides that, don't spend too much time messing with them if you know you don't have no credentials, especially in Active Directory. We can do RPC with RPC client. RPC client. We're going to do tech n, same thing, tech u. For user, we're going to do it in quotes because we don't have a user. And we have successful login, right? But when we type in a command, like let's say query domain information, we get an error that the access is denied. So no luck here. We can exit out of this. Going down the checklist, the other common port I've mentioned is 2049. This has been on some hack the box machines, so this should be easy to enumerate for us. In order to enumerate this, you can do show mount tech e and then just provide the IP. And here we see that there is a file. There's a directory tech in /users. If you guys ever want to read like how to enumerate show mount, you can go over here to the Microsoft, and they have here E is to display all file systems on the server. So we have /users. I don't know why I keep confusing those. Is that all I wanted to show you guys? Yeah. Okay. If you guys wanted to find that, you can just do enumerate mount td. While I was doing the boxes, what I had to do, enumerate mount td. And there's how to enumerate and exploit NFS shares. You also have this page on GitHub that shows you right here, show mount tech key. So as long as you Google, you're gonna find the resources you need. Now the question is, how do we get this file into our local system? Let's make their video. Okay, we have it here. Okay, so if we want to save shares or these files into our system, what we're gonna do is sudo mount tech t nfs. We're gonna provide the IP. Well, that's not what we wanted. Right here, the IP, and then we're gonna do the file. We have to specify the file we want, users, and then let's save it to video. Gotta provide our password as we're using sudo or root privileges. In order to find this, you can just simply Google mount shares NFS. Here you go, sudo mount tech t nfs, the file and where you want to save it to is. Easy Google, guys, easy Google. You'll find all the information you need. So now it should be done. If we ls video with sudo privileges, we see that we have two files now, sbradley.txt, and if we cat this, how would we, let's copy sbradley Give me 1 second, guys. I am being interrupted. Never mind. So I'm gonna copy /video, and we're gonna do sbradley. Let's just copy it like this. Probably easier. Let's do that. And if we look at it and cat sbradley. Oh, okay. So what we're gonna do is let's just copy both files. Let's copy the employee status to this current directory, and since we don't have permission to open them, what we can do is sudo tech s. We're in root, and let's give these files the permission so that we're able to read it with tech r tech mec, and let's do employees, and let's do sbradley. Now we can exit lsla, and we see that we have read write permission on these. So now if we cat sbradley, we're able to see that it's the first flag. Here you would go, you got the domain name and Steven's flag right here. So now we have this other file, employee status. The file command you can check, and it tells us that it's an Excel file. And while I was doing this machine with this room, I was trying to find a way for me to open Excel files in the command line in my terminal, but I just I didn't want to spend too much time on it, so I did not get to complete that. But you can search up an Excel online Excel viewer. By the way, I do not recommend this if it's like some company files or whatever. You do not want to expose any credentials, any important information. And look at that, we have a whole bunch of usernames. That's the first. Once you have a whole bunch of usernames, it's over. You can do a bunch of stuff like ASREPRoast, a bunch of brute force attacks on any websites. They have anything. So now we have a good like 12 usernames. And if we go back here to the two files, we notice that the name of this file is S.Bradley, right? And this is all things you have to be aware of, because I mean, a normal person would look at this and like, oh, it's just a file, S.Bradley. But then if you go back here, we notice that Stephen Bradley's file. So we're noticing that their usernames are the first letter of their first name and then their whole last name. So what we're gonna do with this information is, I did this already, so you guys don't have to wait. We're gonna save this and put all their usernames in a file. S.Bradley dport. Dport is Davenport. So we copied their first letter of the first name and the whole last name, like we mentioned. So now, Enleak, what do we do with a list of usernames? We can also exif tool. I have this in my notes. You can also exif tool, and this will give you more like information about the file size, all of that. All right. So now that we have this user list, right? We're gonna go to Trusty, Dusty, and Packet. Let's find the directory where all this stuff is located at first. Give me 1 second. The CD examples. Now, we're gonna use get NP users first. Get NP users pile will attempt to harvest a non-preauth ASREPRoast response for a given list of usernames. These responses will be encrypted with the user's password, which can then be cracked offline. So we're gonna use this list of usernames in order to attack Kerberos. And basically it's gonna look for an account that does not have what is it called? ASREProast, which just has like authentication off. So if it has it off, like you don't need to, then we'll get their NTLM hash, we're able to crack it, or their Kerberos hash. I get confused with those two. So let's copy the command from my notes. So here we go. Where do I save it? Okay, so it's gonna be Python get NP users, Raz0rBlack, user file, the user file we have created right here. This user's text, and we're gonna specify the IP of the domain controller. No password, since we don't have a password. I'm going to output it to a file for hashcat, so we're able to crack it offline. Okay. No pass format. Let's run that one more time. We can also get NP users, test local, DCIP, user, format, output file. Okay. We can do this just to be safe. Output file, where's this? PWD. Razor. There you go. So now this file should be able to fill up once that is done. A. Let's just make sure this is on. And is the room active? Yes. Refresh just to make sure. And we should be good. We can ping it one more time. 5. Just to make sure. And we're all on. We should be good. So I'm not sure why this isn't working. Can we just do get? Let's do it like this. Let's see if this works. Get NP users. Oh, guys, I know why it's not working. It's because we have to change the IP. This is the wrong IP. This is the new one. I'm like, this command looks right. It's literally the command that we see here. There's nothing wrong with it. The IP was wrong. Okay, now if we check this, we see the file, the hash that we like, the one that we like, the one that we want. Now, if we copy the front section of this hash and go to hashcat examples and paste it, we see that it's mode 18200 is a Kerberos 5 hash. And in order to crack it, we're gonna do hashcat mode 18200. We're gonna do specify the hash and then the word list. Rock you, and then we're gonna do force a. We can just keep clicking enter. I think there's a show option since we already cracked it. And it'll just show us, but it's whatever. So now we got the password of roast potatoes, and the user is T Williams. Like, come on, T Williams, bro. T Williams. Password is roast potatoes. Like, bro, no numbers, no special characters, no uppercase letters, just roast potatoes. Like, that password took 2 seconds to crack, bro. Gotta do better than that, bro. And for you viewers out there too, you guys gotta, like, I know it's hard to choose a different password and like super sophisticated passwords for like your different accounts and stuff, but you don't realize like how important it is. So now what do? We have credentials. What did I mention specifically in the beginning of the video? I said, let me get some water, let me hydrate. I said we couldn't really enumerate RPC or SMB really to its full extent without credentials. But what do we have now? We have a list of pretty credentials right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use crackmap exec, which has the same functionalities as like SMB client and a bunch of other stuff too, a bunch of other functionalities, not only with SMB. So we're gonna use this SMB. We're gonna use, let's specify the IP. We're gonna do tech users, tech users, and then we're gonna do tech p roast potatoes. Let's first do T Williams. Oh, we're gonna do shares because we want to enumerate the shares. And let's see who's successful. We should be. We're successful. Let's go. We're able to log in. Give me a second. Let me see. RPC client, tech N, tech U, Well, I can just do tag U, right? T Williams. And then specify the IP. Because I didn't do this the first go. Let's see if we can enumerate anything in RPC client now, like domain information. Login failure. T Williams. Query dom info. Oh, we are. Okay. That's pretty cool. Okay. Enum dom users. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. We get it. Okay. So we're able. I did not do that the first time around. I knew that, yeah, it was gonna. I was expecting that to happen, but yeah, I didn't do that the first time around. I didn't confirm. All right, we're able to list shares, admin, the C share, the IPC. These are pretty, the netlogon and sysful. These are pretty common shares, and unless there's no other shares here that are different or that stand out, then you can probably skip them. I've been on machines where like they had what you needed a net logon, so it really depends. But since we see trash and that's not really one of the standard shares, we should check that out. That's our first red flag. So another thing we can do is we can use crackmap exec to kind of brute force and check what other users maybe have the same password and they forgot to change it. Maybe they all start off with roast potatoes, and then the admin, it tells them like, go change your password. Everyone has the same default credentials, go change it, create your own. And then maybe one person forgot to change it or let the password expire, and that's what happened in this case. We have S Bradley and we have the status password must change. Now when I first got this error, I had no idea what to do. What you do is you're gonna Google this error, and it says resetting expired passwords remotely. And after a quick read, quick scrolling, because you don't really necessarily have to read everything, but I mean it's good so that you have the information. There's a tool called SMB Pass, and it's probably the most simple way to perform a reset remotely, though it does have some conditions. To perform a reset, simply provide the remote host with the R flag and the username with the U flag. Simple enough. What you're gonna do is SMB Pass tag R, provide the IP, and then tag U as Bradley. The old password, roast potatoes, bro. You gotta change that password. That password is just not okay. Let's do the password nleak, and that should be password change for user Bradley. So now user Bradley, the password is nleak. Successful. Let's go. We're getting closer to finishing this machine, boys. Now that this is done, we're gonna list the shares nleak and see. Let's just confirm it works. Tag you as Bradley. Sorry if you guys see me drink a bunch of water. I just got back from work and like it's a long day. You gotta stay hydrated, gotta stay healthy. I forgot to enumerate shares after that. I am so sorry. Now what we're gonna do is, give me 1 second. This should be able to work. Alright, we're able to, give me, oh, that's interesting. You see here with T Williams, he doesn't have permissions to read this share. It doesn't show the read permission. Here we see that S Bradley does indeed have the read permission. So if we try to access this share as T Williams, we were not going to be able to download any files, read any files, nothing. So it was going to be, so that's why we wanted to brute force and use this password to find any other users that had this permission, and we got lucky. Well, not lucky, but ASREProast forgot to change his password. We did it for him, and that's what happened here. So now we can simply just do SMB client, provide the IP. Sheesh. Not split screen, bro. That's not what I want to do at all. Trash S Bradley, and the password as leak, and I'm in. We're able to list directory, and we see 3 interesting files: the S Bradley text, which is assuming his flag, a chat log, and experiment gone wrong. Now, while I was trying to download files through this method of logging in, I was not able to download the experiment gone wrong, the zip file. I think it's because of the size, and it kept timing out and not working. So here's the error, the specific error that I had to Google a workaround for. This is the article I read. So it was NT status IO _ timeout error, was sending or downloading files from Samba. So one of the mitigations was to add a timeout option with tag T, and they said tag 3600. So that's exactly what I did. They said for example, so I didn't even need to use 3600, but that's what I did. And then there was another article that told us that we should add this sockets option. So these are just found online. This is just how I did it, just by googling, finding, looking at all these articles, all these posts, and it works now. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use recurse mode on, we're gonna do prompt off, and then we're gonna do mget, and let's just download all the files. Let's see, chat log, file chat log, check if it downloaded. Yes sir. We can cat it, and this is a conversation between administrator and S Bradley. He's talking about zero logon, which is like let me see, it's an AD specific machine, Windows. I wasn't really there. Got you. I was trying to look at this AD map roadmap thing, just in case it gave some information on a zero logon, but it indeed did not. Yeah, here. Yeah. So, but I'm pretty sure there's a Windows Active Directory specific type of vulnerability. We can Google that right now, actually, while we're waiting for this to download. Let's become familiar with it together. Zero logon. What is zero logon? Zero logon. Zero logon is a vulnerability in cryptography of Microsoft's internet logon process that has an attack against Microsoft Active Directory domain controllers. Zero logon makes it possible for a hacker to impersonate any computer, including the root domain controller. CV 2020-1472 logon process. Okay, so yeah, it is a Windows. I'm probably gonna get more familiar with it after this video. Yeah, I need to, since it's like an Active Directory specific vulnerability. So now that the files are done, we can exit out of here, and if we do exit tool experiment hash file experiment hash, we see that it was downloaded, all the information is good. So now let's see, and what did is it John to zip? No, it's zip to John, right? Zip to John. How to break password protected zip. Zip to John, file location, and the text. All, bro, Wait, what am I doing? Zip to John. There we go. We're gonna specify the file experiment, and we're gonna save it to YouTube.txt. So the files were extracted. They're in YouTube.txt, and now where is YouTube.txt? Right here. Now, if we want to crack it, what we're gonna do is John tag w equals /op /rocku. Come on, bruh. Rocku.txt. And then we're gonna do YouTube tag hash. And since we already did it, we can just do the tag show option. We're missing a tag here. Is it tag show? We don't need to specify a word list. We already cracked it. I'm not gonna crack it live because it's just gonna go over trying to identify which type of hash it is, and then go over the whole spraying the passwords at it. I'm sorry, and I know you guys are not here to watch a whole word list being thrown at this file. So we got the password of electromagnetismo. Copy that in our notes, bruh. Zip password pass wd. So now we can do unzip. Imagine you forget, you're like, what do I do with this password? Unzip the file and then provide the password. Boy, if you don't. Now we got two files, NTDS.dit and System Hive. Now we're wondering, yo, what are these files and what can we do with these files? Now there's with these two files. So if we look at this, file right here, it says that the SAM file, oh, we're not even looking at the SAM file yet. Just give that 1 second. If we're here, System Hive is a group of keys, subkeys, and values in the registry, Windows registry, that has supporting files loaded into memory. When the operating system is started or a user logs in. Each time a new user logs into a computer, a new hive is created that the user with a separate file for the specific user. So it's basically a bunch of registries, even though I'm confused as well. But what I got from that is like it's a process that creates a file for each new user that logs into the system. Now we have the NTDS, the dit file. We can Google that real quick. We're all learning at the same time. Is a database that stores Active Directory data, including information about user objects, groups, and group password, includes the password hashes for all the users in the domain. So this is the important file we need. It's going to create, hopefully going to give us some passwords. So now, how do we extract the passwords from here? So we're going to Google it again. Now that you know that this contains some passwords, your next step should be logical. Steps should take you, how do you extract the hashes from these files, right? So you found /Raz0rBlack, and going down here, he shows us that secret stump can do that for us. If you have the NTDS file and the system hive, simply use secret stump script to extract all the NT hashes. So we're going to copy this file straight from his blog, and luckily we still have Impacket open, and we're going to use Impacket. We're gonna save it to our directory. Should that be good? And if we mousepad hashes, we're seeing that it's saving a bunch of these hashes. So we just gotta give it some time. Hey. a what are we doing now? Is there anything interesting on YouTube? Truth or eat with my roommates? Okay, bro. Ukraine, Russia. Yeah, YouTube is inflated with that content. Okay, so we're done. Now if we do this command again, we see holy a bunch of hashes, bro. And to save you guys time, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not brute forcing. I'm not doing all that on while in this video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna you can use crackmac exec to like kind of brute force to the passwords and see which one work by specifying the hash. But now that we cracked, I'm just gonna specify the command and the hash for the specific user, which is L Vetrova. Change the IP to that. And we can copy this, paste. Okay, bro, really? Paste, and the hash is okay, really? Okay, really? This gotta be trolling, right? There we go. Bro, it had to be trolling, bro. What am I doing? We got the hash and the username. Okay. Had to be trolling. Okay, bro. That's not what I meant to do. Never mind. We don't even gotta ping it because it is up. So, we're in. Oh my god. We're. Derf is not a command, bro. Who am I? Can we exit out and retry, because apparently that command just effed with the system. It just broke it. It broke it. It broke it. Then now FBI is gonna come for me now. Who am I? I mean, it says it right there, but let's just be sure. SE increase working privilege. Okay, bro. Okay. Now, in order to get the flag, what is these random commands I keep typing? Let me exit out. Third time's the charm, boys. Third time is the charm. Third time is the charm. Never mind. Okay, so we're gonna dir. Let's get it right this time. And we're gonna list all the files, and we see this XML file. Now, let me Google this real. Where is it? Is it here? Okay. So in order to read this, what we're going to do is we're going to specify this file right here. Just make sure you're in the same directory, and you're gonna look at the password now, specify it, and we get her flag. Now we're gonna exit. There's a bunch of stuff that we could probably escalated privileges through here, but there's another attack we can do, and it's called pass the hash. We're gonna use that same hash in order to see like if any other user like if we can, what's it called? You know, let's just read it. Let's just read it for you guys right here. Impacket's get user SPN will attempt to fetch service principal names that are associated with the normal user accounts. What is returned is a ticket that is encrypted with the user's account, which then can be forced online. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let's just copy the command from my notes. Paste. We're gonna specify the hash. Output file, let's name it, let's save it to hashes 4. And we get the hash for Xion. So let me see. Get users, stealing service account credentials. Because remember, we're still learning about AD, so I'm not gonna like I know all of the terminology and everything that's going on. I just look at the articles, I copy and read what they have, but I haven't gone too in depth. To understand how Kerberos works, it helps to know something about implementation windows. Ensure when a user logs in, they receive a TGT from the key distribution channel. The TGT is assigned by the account KRB TGT and is treated as the user's proof of identity. Within the TGT, the user can request service tickets TGS for specific resources within the domain. Part of a TGS is encrypted with the NTLM hash of a service account for the requested resource. Windows uses SPNs to identify which service account is being used to encrypt the TGS. There are 2 types of okay, so we're just spraying this. We're just using Voltrova's hash in order to identify more service accounts. So right here, we check, and if we mouse pad hashes, let me see right here. If we specify, now we have the hash, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did earlier. Copy it and just confirm what type of hash it is. And we see that it's at mode 1300, a 13, yeah, 100, 13, not 100, 13,100, and it's Kerberos 5 hash. Now that we know this, we can do the same thing we did before. Crack it using hashcat. And let's just keep skipping until it's cracked. I think we could have just done the tag Q. Where is it? Right here. We could have avoided all of this, dude. But Zion's password is cyanide9animate5628. Okay, that's really an interesting password, my guy. I'm not gonna hold you. But it did not save you. This is his password. Zion13D. Now, if you want to sign in, you can do tag P. And do Zion. And guess what happens? We're in. Just ignore my random moments of Can I fix the camera a little bit? Did I make it worse? I'm still getting used to this. Hey, that's way too low. Is that better? I don't know. Hey, we're in a Zion. Why did I do their attack? That's not what I meant to do at all. So, in order to read his XML file, we're going to do the same thing we did for the other user. Just repeat the process and you're going to get the flag. Now, let's check his privileges. This is really important. You can use WinPs. You can use a bunch of other set of tools to check privileges. We will highlight these privileges, which can in turn escalate your privileges. But after reading about some of these privileges, we find one that's super interesting, and it's SE backup privilege. And all you really need to do for this is, give me a second. I think I have the file open actually on my VM. Oh yeah, here we go. So it's a file called, it's by hacking articles, Windows privilege escalation by SE backup privilege, and this is super easy. So once you're in and you see the SE privilege, let's read on it a little bit. As we discussed earlier, this privilege allows the user to read all the files in the system. We will use this to our advantage. To begin, we will traverse to the C directory and then move to create a temp directory. We can also traverse to a directory with the read and write privilege if the attacker is trying to be sneaky. Then we can change the directory to the temp. Here we use our SE backup privilege to read the SAM file and save a variant of it. Similarly, we will read the system file and save a variant of it. Now this is where this comes in. What is the system Windows file? The Windows file is a database file in Windows that stores passwords. And the file is just basically any hidden file with a hidden attribute. These are Windows operating system relies on able to run properly. Okay. A Windows system file is basically any type of file with a hidden system attribute enabled. So two very important files. Now, in order to do this, let's just head and follow what it says. C, and then let's make their temp. Is it not make dir? Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna do reg save. We're gonna save this SAM file, a copy of it, into the temp, and also do that with the system. And then we can do cd to temp and just make sure and confirm that we were successful. What time is it? 6:54. So now we check and we have both files. Now we're gonna do cd into temp, and it says that this means that now using the evorm download command, we can transfer the file from the temp directory to a target machine. In order to save this time for you guys, I already have the files in loot. Yes, here, SAM and system. So now, mleak again. What do we do with these files, dude? Now, with these files, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down, scroll in this article, and it says now we can extract the Hive secrets from the SAM and system file using PyPyCats. If not present on your Kali Linux, you can download it, blah blah blah. It's a variant of Mimikatz cooked in Python. We can run its registry function and then use the tag SAM parameter to provide the path to the SAM and system files. As soon as the command run, we can see the demonstration below that we have successfully extracted the NTLM hashes of the administrator account. So now we can run this in this directory, which is where we have the file saved. And behold, we have the administrator hash. Easy as that, guys. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Administrator, and then we're gonna specify the hash. Just this half. Just this half. And we should be successful. If we're not successful, then the video is gonna end right here. I don't know what to say. No, I'm playing. We're gonna be successful, guys. Come on now. Gotta check this VPN. The VPN is sneaky sometimes, and it cuts off, and then you have to reset everything. We patiently wait, and we check who am I. Wow, we are administrator. Let's check if we have his root file. I said root file. Any file, root XML. If we want to do that, we're gonna do more root XML. Since we couldn't, yeah, we're gonna notice that this is in hex. In order to crack that, we're gonna go to CyberChef. Come on now, who doesn't know about CyberChef? The functionality this has is actually crazy. And it says, damn, you're a genius. Yeah, we're noobs, but I appreciate you for cheating like this. I apologize for cheating you like this. Here's your roof flag. We got our roof flag. Thank you, big boy. Now that we have that, we need Tyson's flag. Williams, Ty Williams. Where's your flag, boy? Come here, boy. And CD into users, and let's directory, and then CD into T Williams. Why didn't they just do T Williams flag? Why did they have to use his whole first name? Oh. Now, since this is his flag, we're just gonna do definitely not a flag. Okay, bro. Whatever you say, bro. Okay, man. You're gonna make me. Okay. You know what? Couldn't I just? You know what? Sometimes I'm not okay. I could have just took the spaces off without having to do all that. Okay, well, that's not what I wanted to do either. Bro, what? That's bro, what? Can we? Let's just. You know what? You know what? I'm tired of it. You know what? Because apparently, there we go. We get his flag. Apparently, I can't do it manually without the copying and pasting it from my notes. But there we go, guys. That is a room where there's a complete secret. In order to do this, there's a you can look for files. I'm not even gonna go for that. That's not even has nothing to do with Active Directory at all. It's not really even relevant at all. Well, guys, I hope you learned something today, because I sure didn't. I'm playing. I sure did. Every day we get closer a little bit to becoming Active Directory gods. No, I lied. But we're getting there. We're gonna pass this exam. We're gonna get a job, and we're gonna go crazy. Thank you guys for watching, though. I appreciate the support. The last video got like about 700 views. I did not expect that at all. I appreciate the feedback, or any feedback that I receive. I'm gonna start documenting my what's it called, my journey through learning AD. I've started about a month ago, but I've skipped all these rooms. I mean, I've taken notes, but I haven't done videos. But it's always good to have the videos, just so I can kind of skip through it and go through it. So watch the video by myself and like watch it back. Well, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. This was Raz0rBlack. Thanks, guys.